All right, welcome to episode 57 of the Beer and Bullshit Show. I'm the host, Chris Bennett. Woo! That's right. I'm the host, Chris Bennett, and we've got a few more people coming on. But first, since I haven't had him on my show in a while, hey, Justin, someone's got some serious back feed, and I know it's not me.
I'm pretty sure it's not me because it wasn't there when I came on.
Hey, Justin.
Yeah.
What you sipping on tonight, bro?
Beer I've never had before. A buddy at work gave it to me. It's called Pseudo Sue. Got a Tyrannosaurus Rex on it. It's from Toppling Goliath Brewery in Iowa. And it's damn good stuff. Very solid. It's an IPA.
And what's the alcohol in that, bro?
It's 4.8 or 5.8.
So it's a 5.8. Is that like a session IPA or just a regular IPA?
Not sure. I've never had this brewery before. It's damn good stuff. I don't know if you get it in Illinois.
All right. I'll look out for that. I heard there's some pretty good up and coming breweries up in the Iowa way. So
It's got I don't know if you've had the zombie dust before, but it's kind of got a zombie dust type of label. So, yeah, it's real good stuff.
all right. Hey, Kirsten,
Hey,
what's up, babe?
I am featuring today one of your birthday beers. You'll be getting at least one can of this when I send your package. Probably next week, I think.
Okay.
This is part of my effort to introduce you to other Montana breweries besides the brewery that shall not be named. This is from Kettle House Brewery, also in Montana. It's a double hull IPA, very popular, not only in Montana, but has won gold medals and is actually one of our. We have a lot of beers that aren't distributed very well outside of Montana, but I believe this one actually has pretty good distribution, at least in our region. So, and it has a very, I don't know if you can tell, but it's a really pretty color. It looks darker on the screen than it is.
It looks like it's got an amber
Yeah.
a light amber color to it. Yes.
Yes. And
Which
then
is-
oh, go ahead.
Which is very unlike an IPA. An IPA is a little bit more of a lighter orangey kind of light red kind of color.
Maybe that's actually a better description of it. You can't. It looks darker on the screen than it is in person.
So it's like a light red then? I'm
Yeah.
assuming. Okay.
Yeah, I think actually I would say orangey is not a bad description.
All right.
And let's see, it is 6.5%.
All right.
And they're very proud of offering it in cans because you can take cans when you're rafting and stuff. So that was kind of the motivation, I think, for packaging in cans. You can take it to the river, the lake, all of that. So.
Is that a 16-ounce pounder?
Yep.
Where do I find that? Probably.
It looks like a 60-ounce can.
That's funny. I don't see it anywhere on here, but you must be right, I'm sure.
Yeah.
That seems right. So yeah, from Kettle House, and you'll be getting depending on how I like it, I got a 4-pack. Depending on how much I like it, you may get 1 to 3 cans of it.
Okay. You
So far, you're down to probably no more than 2. I have to be honest.
I think that my personal opinion, and my wife doesn't like beer or whatnot. Okay, but my personal opinion is, I think women are sexy who drink IPAs. Okay, I think they're just
interesting.
And the imperial stouts, because it's like they could drink like a man. You know what I'm saying? So,
So like my status improves just by doing that. Like.
So they're all right, you know. So
Good to know.
I don't want you coming after me, you know, saying that I'm hitting on you and all that. So
I did not take it that way at all.
Okay, all right, but I'll hit on Amy though. So what are you drinking, girl? So what are you drinking, Amy?
Oh, I am drinking an IPA out of Frederick, Maryland. It's called Bloodline. It's from Flying Dog Brewery. It's delicious. It's a blood orange IPA. Not the best one to come out of Maryland. DuClaw did Hop Continuum #1, which was a blood orange gypsy, and that was probably my favorite beer I've ever had. But that was a short release, and I couldn't keep them in the fridge for very long. But this is real orangey. I don't know if you can tell by the color, but it's got a nice blood orange flavor to it. But one of the cool things about the brewery that really doesn't have anything to do with the beer is Ralph Steadman, who did all of Hunter S. Thompson's art, does the labels for everything from Flying Dog. So they're always really interesting. But they originated in Colorado, which is where Hunter S. Thompson kind of made his home. But very good beer. They make a lot of good IPAs.
Cool. That kind of actually sounds interesting.
It's really good. I don't know if you guys are able to get any Flying Dog out where you're at, but it's in really wide distribution out here. I don't know if you guys get DuClaw out there either, but DuClaw, they've got a really wide distribution too. It's real good beers out of Maryland. I like it.
Well, I've never heard
Obviously,
of that.
I couldn't resist. I had to open for the show.
Hey, no problem at all. But I've never heard of it. So maybe we can make a nice little trade there, Amy.
I have to hook you up.
Okay, yeah. Brother has a birthday coming on, so
I do. I'll have to pick my favorite ones. Do you like the high ABV IPAs?
Oh yes.
They've got one. I don't remember if it's. They've got one called Snake Dog that's 7.3.
Right.
The IBUs on it are real high, and then they have another one called Raging Bitch, which is great. I know they can get it in Michigan now because they had a lawsuit about it.
I've had the Raging Bitch.
Something.
Yes, I've had the Raging
brewery.
Bitch. Yep.
Good beers.
Yep. Whoa! Look who showed up!
Hey, where's Ruby?
I don't think he can hear us, or we can't hear him. One of two.
Nick.
Okay,
Well, while he's fixing whatever he's fixing, I'm drinking something from Avery Brewing. It's called the Duggan A. It's an IPA. in celebration for actually tomorrow's IPA day. And this is what it looks like. So, this is the first time I've ever had it. So, and I've been saving it for the show. So,
Chris, for those of us who don't actually know what we're drinking, i.e. me, what is an IPA exactly?
an IPA is an an Indian Pale Ale. Its roots are traced back to England, which they brewed it. They brewed it in England, and they brewed it with so much alcohol, okay, with adding hops and stuff like that, so it would survive the voyage from England to India.
Wow.
So
I think I heard it was what I read. I don't know if it's a little different, but I know it was the regular ales that were brewed in England. When they were trying to trade with India, they had to use the hops as a preservative, which is how they got the super hoppiness to them. Is that kind of
that could be it too. But all I know is they were the masters of the pale ale for a while, but
Okay.
a regular pale ale doesn't last as long. But since the voyage to India was like 4 to 6 months, they needed something to last through that voyage. So they
added extra hops, made a little slice of heaven.
like Amy said, they probably use it as a preservative to make it last longer, and that's how we got an Imperial Pale Ale. But now we've got double IPAs, triple IPAs. I've even heard quadruple IPAs. So
What does that part mean? Like if it's a double, triple, or quadruple?
they just hopped it more.
Wow.
And a triple IPA is just hopped even more than that. And then a quadruple ale, I've never had one. In fact, I've got a triple IPA sitting in my fridge right now, and a quadruple is just even hopped even more. From what I understand, a quadruple IPA is anywhere between 12 and 16, 17% ABV.
Wow.
What are
So-
the IBUs on like a triple, something like that? They got to be up like 150.
I'm sure the IBUs are probably anywhere between 130 or above. It's a very bitter beer.
Sounds good.
I've got a triple sitting in my fridge for tonight. So
Yep, I got a triple sitting in my fridge too. So, can you hear us, Nick?
Yeah, you can't hear me, can you?
Yes, we
We
can.
can hear you now.
It says my microphone is not working, so whatever.
It is now, or it was momentarily.
Is it still?
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
Nick, where's Ruby?
Ruby is sick.
Oh no, I put on makeup just for her tonight. I didn't have makeup on all day, and I put it on just for her. Ew.
Well, I know she would appreciate it. I was trying to cook some food, and she had to go outside because she couldn't, not throw up smelling food.
Oh
Ouch,
no.
That's harsh.
Yeah.
Hope she feels better.
Yeah, me too. I'm taking her to the doctor in the morning.
Oh no.
She's had this upset stomach off and on for 3 weeks now, and it's really getting bad for her.
Well, I brought her biggest fan too, so he wishes her well.
I'll tell her. I might be able to convince her to come up and say hello for a minute, but only once the smell of food is gone.
Yeah.
I'm drinking a Four Hands Divided Sky Rye IPA. This freaking thing, I'm about ready to smash something. Is my camera working?
If you're gonna smash something, smash the state.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna. Maybe if I make the windows smaller, it won't suck so bad. Does this video work, or is it just like a bunch of still images from me?
I think it's kind of still.
It
looks like the same one.
Yeah. All right. I don't have anything to say anyhow.
well, Nick, if anything happens between now and Saturday, let me know.
Okay, I will.
Because we still have a spot for you guys for Saturday. So.
Excellent. We will. We'll let you know.
Okay.
I really don't know with Ruby though. It's day to day, but you know, whatever. I'm sure you understand.
Yeah. So. All right. Well, let's see.
I think I'm gonna reboot and be back because this still frame stuff is driving me insane.
Okay.
So I'll be back in a few minutes.
All right.
Bye.
For all you that don't know, I'm doing a 50 beers for 50 states. Trying to get shipped to my house for my 43rd birthday. The best beer from each state to my house. All right, and I will feature it on a episode of the Beer and Bullshit Show. So I posted a to my Facebook wall if you're interested in sending what you may think is the best beer from your state, and have it featured on the show. I won't drink it until it's featured on until I feature it on the show. So, and let's see, the August 26th is the next show. That's like my pre-birthday show.
What is your favorite style of beer? Hey, Chris.
And let's see. I will be having a YouTube video, hopefully next week, up of the Coney Island root beer versus the Not Your Father's root beer.
I'm looking forward to that.
I'm doing a comparison YouTube video. So, and since my my job distributes both, it's been flying off the shelf. Both root beers have been just flying off the fucking shelves here in Springfield. So
we haven't got Not My Father's in Missouri yet because the fucking state can't get their shit together.
what?
I thought it would have been good if I liked root beer, but I hate root beer.
Hey, Justin. Hey, Justin. When can the state ever get their shit together?
No, they never could.
When they're arresting someone.
Yeah, even then they can't get their shit.
Well, enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They can't get their shit together no matter what. And if they try to get their shit together, it's still shit.
Yeah.
True.
You know, the
So-
before a new beer, there's a backup in beer sale, and new beers, because have to get a state-specific license that, the state validates, the alcohol content and whatnot. And there's a huge backup in the processing office because, I don't know, I guess they got one guy hired and he can't rubber stamp stuff fast enough.
You can't taste it enough to validate it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Hey, I hear you. I hear you. And plus, we just our distributing brought on a couple new breweries. Shipyard from Portland, Maine, is now being distributed by my job. I picked up, and I know it's a little too early for some of y'all, okay? And I'm not gonna drink it yet, okay? Because I've got a whole bunch of other stuff that needs to get drunk first.
You got a pumpkin?
Yep,
Yeah,
I was gonna say you got pumpkin beer.
The pumpkin, yep, the pumpkin head. This is only because I had to get it, because if I would have waited a week, it would have been gone. So I had to get it.
Yeah, I saw the several pumpkin beers in the liquor store this evening.
So that's the only reason why I got it, and it's gonna just sit on the back burner for a little bit. And I've got a whole bunch of other non-pumpkin beers that need to get drank first before I even touch any Oktoberfest or pumpkin beer or whatnot, because it's still summertime. You shouldn't be drinking an October. You should be drinking an Oktoberfest in the middle of freaking summer. What do I look like, Scott White? Come on.
I can't bring myself to drink a pumpkin beer in August.
Exactly, and so I had to get it because the availability would have been running dry by the time I would have had the opportunity to get it. That's the only reason why. But I promised that I'm not getting an Oktoberfest beer until probably closer to my birthday. So no offense, Scott. I love you, man.
The thing with the pumpkin beers that come out early, I like the places that use the fresher ingredients, and it makes you wonder whether or not they're using last year's crop, or if they're just using canned sweet potatoes to make this stuff, because it's not ripe, it's not ready yet, So how do they do that? It's a little bothersome. I like the things that come out in the small batches closer to actual season.
I hear you.
It's kind of a beer
That's a
snob,
good question.
But I know that there's some of the places actually just use pumpkin puree and things like that, and still tastes good, but it's good.
Right.
Like we have a brewery here called Hardywood, which actually that'll probably be what your birthday beer will probably come from Hardywood. Because I'm thinking about which one would be the best one for you. They're so good, but so many of their beers they do are real seasonal, real short-lived, because they do try to use what's in season. So, but they make one hell of a gingerbread stout. Not Christmas time. I can't wait.
Is it better than the Merrymaker from Sam Adams?
Oh yeah, God.
Okay. All right, because that's a pretty.
Go ahead. No, my favorite Christmas beer is they do a bourbon barrel version of their gingerbread stout, and it is ridiculous, and it is so hard to get. I mean, it's almost you got a fist fight to get it.
That sounds so good.
No doubt, that does sound good. My God.
I have to send you one for Christmas. Last year I drove around for 2 days buying up my 1 bottle limit at every place within the central part of Virginia. I ended up with a case and a half of it, And I only, actually, one of my friends in Maryland, he's the only one who actually got sent any. I sent him 2 bottles, and that was hard. I really love you if I'm sending you my bourbon barrel gingerbread. So if everybody's still in beer number 1, I'm gonna slide over to the beer fridge and grab another one. Am I
Just
am I
crack open
obligated
number
for
2.
IPAs tonight?
No, you can.
You're not. As long as you have had one IPA on the show, you're not.
I have an oyster stout from the same brewery, Flying Dog as Bloodline, that I've been wanting to get into. I
You're
haven't
not
had one.
obligated. You're not.
So good.
Yeah. As long as you've already had one.
One. I've definitely had one. Have you had an oyster stout before?
I've not had an oyster stout.
Oh, another great one from Maryland.
Okay, Rocky Mountain Oyster Stout.
Have you had one?
A Rocky Mountain Oyster Stout.
Oh no, no! I don't think I want any ball joke. I'm gonna exit right now.
Hey, I just cracked open a new one. It's the Urban Chestnut STL IPA.
I'm glad you. Hey, Justin, I'm glad you brought up Urban Chestnut because we just got Urban Chestnut a couple weeks ago here in Springfield, Illinois, and I've had their Schnickel Fritz.
Yep.
I'm glad you. Hey, Justin, I'm glad you brought up Urban Chestnut. And last night I just had their Fantasyland.
Yeah, I haven't had that one.
The Fantasyland, even though it's only 6.8%, I went through one of those and I was like, woo! It's very meaty.
Yeah, I like the Urban Chestnut because they come in the 500 ml bottles.
Right, the 60-ounce bottles, right.
Yeah.
Also, I met one of the representatives from Urban Chestnut last Thursday, and he said watch out for their 60-ounce cans. They're going to start canning, too.
Oh, nice.
So, Jibab!
Yo, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear the Jibab!
All right.
All right, Jibab. Hey, Jibab, do you got a beer handy?
I do. I do.
Okay. And what you got for us tonight, bro?
Ooh, okay. Well, you know, it was really tough for me to pick, but I just kind of had to grab what I actually had in the car because I'm here in the car in Southwest Harbor, Maine, and I'm homesteading somebody's Wi-Fi. Anyway, my choices in the car aren't that bad. I have a Stowaway IPA. I don't know if you can see that. Let me hold it in the light. Anyway.
We can see it.
Stowaway double IPA from Baxter Brewing, which is in some like hellish Maine town called Lewiston. Anyway, solid beer, and I've been surrounded by outstanding Maine beers. So this isn't the best one, but it's solid. So this is at least like my third one today. So anyway.
Hey, Jim Bab, there was something from a buddy of mine, Greg Puckett. He's a beer reviewer. Reviewed something from Neshaminy Creek.
Nice.
He said it was one of their double IPAs or something like that. And he said it was probably one of the best It was one of the best IPAs he had in the last like 6 months or so. So
I bet that was the Shape of Hops to Come.
The Shape of Hops. That's the one. That's the one he reviewed. And but what made he has a scoring system, and he said what prevented the beer to be 100 on his scale was the lack of a date.
Fair enough. That's fair. But you know, it's so hard to get that it's fresh. When I buy it. So
Right.
I don't really sweat that because the only time I buy it is when it's like, oh, we got some, and I grab it. So
Kind of like the Heady Topper, huh?
well, it doesn't have. I don't think it has the height there, but I compare it to Heady Topper in terms of sort of a hop profile. Comes in a 16-ounce can like Heady. It's not bad. Now I have friends that don't care for it as much, but depending on I guess what kind of hops you really like, you might really love it. I do. So
He said that probably about 5 years ago he would have hated it. Okay, but he said that the IBUs on it has to be at least 120 or 110 to at least 120.
What is it? What's the name of it?
It's called Neshaminy. What is it, Jim Bab?
I think it's the Shape of Hops to Come by Neshaminy Creek Brewing.
Right.
So, I don't know. Yeah, I like it. I grab it when I see it, but it's usually not around. So, yeah, the freshness not an issue for me.
So what are the beer dating rules? Like I have a date on my can, but how do I know? Like how old is old?
Depends on the style.
It's an IPA.
I'd say more than a couple months. I'd say optimally you want it within a couple months.
Okay.
But it's probably going to be good for a year or more, or maybe a long time. I don't know.
This is the one I'm sending Chris, so I don't want to send him an old beer.
No. As long as it's as long as it's like within a month, 6 weeks.
This is June 4th.
Oh, that's fine.
That's fine.
Okay.
That's fine. Right. IPAs, a regular IPA will last about 6 months before the hop starts breaking down a little bit.
Okay.
Now, when you're getting into double IPAs, triple IPAs, those are the ones that you don't. You don't have to drink right away because the alcohol in it is just so prevalent.
Okay.
If it's not made right, a good IPA doesn't have the alcohol prevalence in it or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But like a double IPA or a triple IPA, if you drink it right away, you might get a really boozy backlash to it. But if you let it sit for maybe 3 months or 6 months, the booziness will just go down. It's almost like an imperial stout, in a way. So, but I like to try to drink my beers as soon as possible.
Well, that's just a good rule under any circumstance.
Under any circumstances, exactly. So,
according to Neshaminy Creek's website, the IBUs is 98. Or 98 on the Shape of Hops to Come.
Is that a train?
That is a train. I'm sitting on my back deck.
Nice.
All right, we got another person on the call. Jessica!
Hey!
What's up, darling?
Not much. Long day at work.
What you got there, dear?
This one is New Belgium Snapshot. And I got another one in the freezer, getting cold.
Okay.
I've been saving these beers. I've been wanting them, but I've been saving them for tonight.
Is it worth the wait?
Absolutely. Makes a long day worth it. Well, beer makes pretty much anything worth it, so good beer anyways. Good craft
It's-
beer.
Especially when you're on the Beer and Bullshit show.
Exactly, yep.
Was it Justin that was talking about mountain oysters earlier?
Yeah, Mountain Oyster Stout.
I wanted to.
Ooh.
Maybe you'll get a kind of a kick out of this, since I was talking about Flying Dog, their brewery, and Ralph Steadman with his labels. They named their oyster stout Pearl Necklace.
Ooh.
I don't know if you can see the label, but yeah, they have a propensity for naughty names, so it's kind of funny. But that one's only at a 5.5, but it's really good.
What is that you're drinking? That looks pretty good.
For
Amy,
me?
what is that? Yeah.
It's the Pearl Necklace Oyster Stout.
Oh, that is the Pearl Necklace Oyster Stout. Okay.
Yeah, it's from Frederick, Maryland. It's brewed with Rappahannock River oysters. We use part of the proceeds for it to help repopulate the oyster population in the Chesapeake Bay. But it makes for a very good beer.
Awesome.
Why not? Why not? It's not exactly kosher, but who cares?
It's definitely not kosher, but it's good. And it's not mountain oysters, so
I think that's a good thing.
yeah, it's definitely a good thing. Hey Nick, are you there?
Yeah,
You okay, man?
I screw with computers all day at work, and then I come home and I have to fuck with this thing to make it not explode when I try to use a webcam, and I'm about happy.
I'm
Let me
so
guess.
sorry.
Let me
On
guess.
the plus side, it's kind of video-like now.
Must be Windows.
That's because I'm using my old, about to fall apart laptop, and the battery's probably going to last about 20 minutes, so yay.
Plug it in.
Yeah,
Plug
that's
it
at
in.
work.
You don't have a wire for it?
I do. It's at work.
Aw. A real computer professional here. Wow.
Yeah.
He's like really like ready for this game. He's like, yeah. Like
Thanks for the support, Jim.
He's good at that.
What are these noises I'm hearing?
That's not coming from me, I promise. The train was mine. I owned it.
Okay.
If it's from me, I'm just going to smash something.
I don't think it is, because it's on when you're not on.
So I don't know if you guys could see what I was drinking earlier. Probably not. It's from Four Hands, called Divided Sky Rye IPA.
All right.
And Four Hands is just freaking awesome. They're really good. Everything I've had from them, I just loved. This is one of their best ones.
They do good job. Have you had any of the Urban Chestnut yet?
No, and I drove right by the brewery and not even knowing that I drove by it when I was down there.
We'll pick up some Urban Chestnut. I don't think you'll be disappointed.
Yeah, I've heard it was good stuff.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I'm drinking the Urban Chestnut STL IPA. It's pretty good stuff.
So. I see, and I posted it on the group website or the group Facebook site that Sam Calzone from Dogfish Head is not going to sell out.
I read that. I was so happy.
I was very elated that he's not going to sell out to InBev. InBev just destroys craft beer, and I think that's their purpose. I think their purpose is that every microbrewery that they buy up, they destroy it, and that's the reason why I will not purchase anything that's bought out by InBev. Now there are distributors that are strictly Budweiser, and they distribute some of their stuff. But if I know that they're bought out by Budweiser,
Budweiser beers.
I will not purchase their beers. That's correct.
All right.
I don't know. I still like Goose Island. They still make some good stuff. People go ape shit for that Bourbon County, and I understand why. It's really good.
Yeah, I got a couple of those last year. Yeah, those are good. That's about it, though.
But they have the Bourbon County barley wine and Bourbon County, and then they have a Bourbon County coffee. And I got a couple of 4-packs of all of those just chilling in the basement. We drink it in a couple years.
Nice. Well, Dogfish, though, I mean, I've never really liked Dogfish as a brewery anyway, so I'm not sure what InBev would do to screw them up, but I guess some people really like them, so.
I love their 90-minute, and when I was first getting into craft beer, I loved when I could find some Dogfish Head somewhere because I knew it was going to be good, but now it's kind of boring. Not that it's not good, it's just I always see the same things here. Maybe they're doing something different out in Delaware or wherever they are, but
I think it's Dover, Delaware.
Oh.
But I think they were, there was a time when they were like one of the best beers you could get at a restaurant, kind of like Sierra Nevada Pale Ale, and just the market has moved forward, and they didn't necessarily adapt with it. But it might just be my personal taste. I'm not a big fan of the 90 minutes, too sweet for me, and the 60-minute is just kind of ho hum. So.
Have you had the 120?
Yeah, I've had the 120.
We had it on tap here. It was. I drank one. I couldn't have drank another one. Well, I would have fallen off my bar stool, but yeah.
Who said it tasted like syrup?
Me.
Nick did.
Yeah. I'd like to try it on pancakes. It might be a new way to experience that.
Actually, there's a good beer pancake recipe out there. It would not be bad to put it in the pancakes. I swear by beer pancakes. They're delicious.
I'd like to know more about that.
I will find you the recipe.
They do make pickles with the Dogfish Head IPA. They're nice and spicy, and those are pretty damn good. But we're talking pickles, not beer. So.
Well, with the evolution of microbreweries just doing more stuff with more things. I mean, the stuff that was popular maybe 4 or 5 years ago isn't so popular anymore. And now that we've got more choices, I mean, with all these new microbreweries just popping up every which way, I mean, even here it's a competitive market. Exactly. And even here in Springfield, there's a proposed 2 new there's 2 new breweries that's going to be popping up pretty soon here here in Springfield. So I know. So I've got my resume all handy for it. You know what I'm saying? If I'm stuck here in Springfield, I'm going to be stuck doing what I love, not what I don't like.
Please do that. Hey, so would you consider going back to Colorado?
Yes, I would.
I'm thinking about taking maybe a vacation out there in case there's a trial. There might be a trial coming up I want to go to. So maybe Kirsten can let us know. Some unfortunate dude was arrested for fully informed jury association pamphleting.
And it sounds like he actually didn't do anything wrong. Mark Victor said that, and also Roger Roots, who's on our board of advisors. I got 2 possible names of his attorney and emailed them both yesterday, and one said, no, it's the other guy. So I'm waiting to hear back from the other guy, and if I don't, probably tomorrow I'll give him a call.
Well, I don't know when his trial is going to be, if there is one at all, but just coincidentally, I'm going to be pamphleting outside a courthouse at the same time. Purely coincidentally.
His next court date is on August 11th, and that is when he formally is told the charges. So I think we'll know more after that. I don't know if he has to enter a plea then or not. But the guy who's representing him looks like, or the guy who's allegedly representing him, because I don't have 100% confirmation on that. But he looks like he's a go-getter on these types of things, and he does pro bono work for activists. So I don't know if this is pro bono or if this fellow is paying, but hopefully I'll get a better idea of that when I get a hold of him.
If he has to plead, can he just plead, like, fuck off?
Yeah.
I think that's called not guilty in legal terms. I certainly hope he does. I'm thinking, like, if he doesn't, I'm already looking for a lawyer in Colorado who can help FIJA file a complaint, because we want to defend that territory. So if he were to take a plea bargain and knuckle under, then that's just a message to tell everyone else not to pamphlet there.
Yeah, no, that can't happen. And
right.
My probation is over in October, so I'm hoping his trial is after that. So.
I imagine it will be. I mean, if they're just getting to August, 11th is when they're telling him he's officially charged. Yeah. Probably he'll have to enter a plea at a different time, and then after that there'll probably be at least one more court date where they, have a hearing on setting up the trial or something. So unless he were to plead out, I imagine it would be at least October.
Well, do you think they, it could go into ski season. I don't know.
It could potentially.
Hey, Kirsten.
That's a possibility. Mm-hmm.
I dropped a name on one of your threads.
Yes, indeed.
And he's been watching the same.
Oh, good.
He's been mentioning the same trial or the discussion as well. He is a lawyer.
Oh, okay?
Good. But I don't think he's one of those. He's a libertarian. Okay. Mm-hmm. But he's not one of those, FIJA types. But
mm-hmm.
But if he can find anybody who, if he could find anybody who's one of those FIJA types, or we'll do something.
Well, the nice thing about this is it's not really a jury nullification issue so much as a First Amendment issue.
Right.
So probably there will be a lot more people who are interested from a First Amendment angle, and so even if they don't like jury nullification, they may still be interested in the First Amendment issues. This other of the 2 people who I talked to who might have been his lawyer was like, I wish I was his lawyer.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of people will be interested, even if they aren't his lawyer, if they want to help us file a friend of the court brief or something in that case.
Right.
Or if, I don't know about this, but if there's a possibility that we can file some kind of civil challenge to this, since it affects our activists, I'm still looking into that. But yeah, I noticed that, and I'm kind of taking down all the names that everyone's giving me to check with, and I plan to talk to those people as soon as I figure out sort of where this is going with the actual trial. If it's going to be like, yeah, I'm going to take this to a jury trial, then we're looking more at like a friend of the court brief, or if the guy's like, I'm going to plead out. And he doesn't strike me.
I hope he doesn't do that, but I understand why he might.
Yeah, I don't think he will. I don't know too much about him, but from all the people on the ground I've talked to there, he's an activist and has been arrested before. So
Yeah, but
Usually-
you start facing multiple felonies, and your
Yeah.
whole like
The 7
perspective
felony
changes.
thing, that is intimidating.
Right.
I talked to the lady listed on the Denver DA's press release and asked her, why 7 felonies?
7.
Well,
Holy
7,
shit.
yeah. Apparently, the police contacted all the potential jurors they could and said, "Do you have this literature?"
That sounds like jury tampering to me.
And they found 7 people.
The police are contacting jurors. That's
And
not
so-
allowed.
Yeah, I don't know exactly how that worked, if it was in the courthouse or what, but 7 people had it, so 7 charges. So I asked, well, are all these people on the same trial? Because if it's 7 different cases, that doesn't say jury tampering at all. That says I was handing them out to God and everyone, which is almost certainly what the guy was doing, which is not
Right.
jury tampering. So, but she said she didn't know, so I don't know if she didn't know or if they don't want to really discuss that.
I want to pamphlet the shit out of that courthouse.
Yeah, I sent out replacement materials to someone, but the thing with the group there is it's an Occupy kind of group, Occupy Denver related group. So
you can't trust them.
well, one person didn't want to give me her real name, and then another person gave me a name that was like one word, so I don't know if it was her first name, her last name,
Like
or not even her name.
Moonflower or
Yeah, it was not quite that, but along those lines. And so then the one person who I talked to who did seem to know what he was doing doesn't have a phone and only has internet access through the library.
oh god.
Yeah, so it's been very hard to get a point of contact. And beyond that, we have a problem in Denver with one person who has been working at a different courthouse, but he stole 2 of our banners.
I saw
And has
something
used
posted
them-
about that.
Yeah, he's used them to shove his way on camera, and actually was charged with assault, I think, for shoving his way on camera to show our banners in a case that had nothing to do with jury nullification. And he and at least one other person, who I think is his wife, they've filed a lot of nuisance lawsuits against people. They were pretending to be a chapter of the Human Solution International, and when THSI got in touch with them, they were like, "Fuck you!" So, like, they're
Weirdos.
making all these claims about who they are, and they're not, getting involved with anyone in any, cooperative way. So apparently, my banners, which they claim to have returned to me over a year ago, have now been transferred over to the courthouse where this is going on. So I'm like,
Whatever.
I don't mind them
Get
staying
some new
there.
banners. Move on.
Well, the thing is, I don't mind them staying there, but I don't work with someone who steals from me. Period.
Well, it's
That's
not.
it.
I mean, is Denver just full of flaky people in general? I mean,
They're all stoners.
No,
Yeah.
no, not really.
I'm sure there are some great people there. I just need to get in touch with them and find out who they are.
But with all the influx of the Southern Californians that have been invading Denver, maybe it's not the same Denver that I knew. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
But
Anyway,
yeah,
if I have the
do some
fortune-
pamphleting and then hang out and meet over at the brewery.
yeah, or some of these other new businesses I've heard about. I don't know.
I'm sure I don't know what you're
I don't
talking
know.
about, James.
I think we're gonna.
You
be
know
out
what,
there
though? We
for,
should visit some gardens.
Yeah. So could this be, maybe we could make like a big, I mean, it's centrally located. You can get there from Montana or from
Yep.
Illinois or even from the East Coast. You can drive to Colorado. It's not that bad,
Well,
Um,
I've actually had Denver Liberty on the Rocks. I was looking for someone to talk. A group in Boulder want someone to speak. So I was like, actually, well, if we put this together around the time of that, it makes sense to go down. And it's only like, I don't know, it's like a day and a half drive from me, so not bad at all. Especially if it's in the fall before it starts snowing, that'd be no problem at all.
Right. Yeah, I bet you I
Hey.
could get there in 2 days, just a 2-day drive.
Hmm.
Hey, Kirsten, I also dropped your name. Someone's looking for someone for jury notification for their Pasadena County out in California. I dropped your name.
Perfect.
So-
I saw that, and I am definitely going to get in touch with. I want to say her.
Right.
Yes. Okay.
I
think I can
mean,
help.
if it deals with anything jury notification or whatnot, I always drop your name.
Thank you.
Okay. So,
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I have you on my show. You come on my show.
All right. I'm gonna commit right now. 2 of these beers are definitely yours.
At least I could promote Fija, even though I've been a huge supporter of Fija since probably the middle '90s. Okay, and I have you on my show, and I could help promote it in any way possible.
I definitely appreciate it. Thank you very much.
No problem. Anytime at all. I'm opening. What is it? It's the finest kind from Smutty Nose. It's an imperial red ale.
Ooh. I had one of those over the weekend. It was really good.
I bought this like 2 weeks ago, and I was just like, well, I want to save it for the show, so.
I just opened a new one. It's called, what the hell is it called? It's Distill from here in Bloomington, and it's called Abbey Single. And it's got this dope-looking, like, skeleton monk on it.
Nice.
That's cool.
It's awesome.
It's actually pretty good. And I don't know, I've said before that I am disappointed with Distill because they're the only brewery here in town, and they don't seem to be doing things that I like. But this one's good. I hope they turn it around because I really want to support them.
Good.
It's got 22 IBUs, and it's a Belgian Abbey ale.
Interesting.
It's good.
What's the ABV on that?
5. It's not very heavy, but it's
You said it's a Belgian at 5?
yeah.
Oh.
You know how they have double.
Doesn't root beer come with more alcohol than that now?
Yeah.
I know. I'm thinking. Yeah, let's go get some Belgian quads.
Yeah, at least
Well,
it's
it's a Belgian single. No.
We'd all make it like an hour into the show. Fall over.
Like I said, they leave a lot to be desired sometimes. This one tastes good. I wish it had more booze in it, but it's still good. Plus, look at the can. It's black and yellow.
That's cool.
Yep.
I don't know if you guys know. I don't know if you guys know, but I'm pretty lucky out here. I live right outside of Richmond, Virginia, and Stone, which of course everyone knows Stone. But anyways, they're building their East Coast brewery right here in town, and I have been tearing up the chai spiced Imperial Russian Stout because it is ridiculously good. And I actually got a couple of them in the fridge, but it's going to be really nice having them in my backyard because we've got so many breweries here anyways that just kick ass. But
Well,
Stone will
and
be a nice addition.
you know, and I think beer drinkers all over the country need to thank you and your fellow tax victims of Virginia for
We are definitely tax
for subsidizing Stone's new facility. So as we all sip one of these wonderful Stone beverages, we can raise our glass to the poor tax schmucks of Virginia. And thank you for making my beer possible.
It is true, and but I didn't agree with the way City Council and everyone went around getting them here. But I mean, if they were gonna pay somebody to come here, it might as well be good beer. I'm gonna have to get screwed. I might as well get drunk, right?
Hey, Amy.
Yeah. Yeah, Chris.
I'm gonna quote. Hey, if I'm gonna get screwed, I might as well get drunk.
It's true.
And Kirsten, I haven't forgotten about your root beer.
I'm not complaining at all. I'm just looking very much forward to it.
Okay, it's on the counter. And
I can't tell you how excited I am. I might wet my pants when it arrives.
Whoa! Wow! Whoa.
I want an unboxing video then.
Oh!
Oh, that's a good idea. Maybe I'll save it. I'll save it for a beer and bullshit show. I don't know if I can do that. Who am I kidding?
Hey, Nick, what root beer?
Not your father's.
Oh, not your father's? Okay. Well, I'm going to do a comparison YouTube video between the Coney Island and the Not Your Father's pretty soon here, so.
I'm super looking forward to that. Okay, that's just disturbing.
Freaking Barack Obama.
That ain't right.
Has anyone tried making a alcoholic root beer float with ice cream?
Ooh.
No, but there's actually a cocktail called the root beer float that you make with root beer and I think a shot of Bailey's and a shot of Kahlua or something. And it tastes just like a root beer float. It's delicious.
Maybe there's like some like vanilla vodka or something that could go in with that. I don't know. Some vanilla vodka, some fortified root beer, scoop of ice cream. Yeah, I don't know.
When mine get here, I'm definitely at least one is root beer float material. That's 100% certain.
All right. I mean, it sounds like a terrible drink, but a good dessert. So.
I was gonna look for the recipe, but I see a ton of other ones that are not the one I had. So, sorry, but your beer pancake recipe is over in the chat side.
I saw that. Thank you. I'm going to be copying that over. I've got that on my screen right now. So, yeah, why not?
I have to say, I want to say it was Rogue Ale's Maple Bacon Beer. Not good.
Oh no.
But I had a couple of them, so I was like, oh, I'll use these in the pancake recipe, and that was actually all right. I mean, right? It's maple bacon. That goes with pancakes.
Sure. Well,
I
better
have to
than
figure out what to do with it.
sounds better than oysters.
Yeah.
Hey! I'm off the oysters now. I'm going for dessert beer. So no more oyster beers.
Maple bacon donut beer or whatever.
Oh, from Rogue?
Yeah.
The Voodoo Donut root beer or whatever, beer.
Yeah, they have
like
I've had 3 of
The
them.
Voodoo Donut beer in the pink bottle is really good.
Oh, I didn't like it at all.
Yeah.
I loved it.
They also made a lemon chiffon, and
That was the one that I'm talking about in the pink bottle. I loved that.
all 3 of their Voodoo Donut beers are in pink bottles.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
The maple bacon one is the one I didn't like. That's the only one I tried.
I just switched out to a coconut, caramel, and chocolate beer out of Maryland.
Whoa.
What
Ooh.
Oh.
And
Is
it
it
is
a
called. Yep, and it's called Dirty Little Freak. And it is fabulous. It comes in at 5.5, but it's candy in a bottle. So good.
Sounds like
And
diabetes.
it's beautiful.
Hey, Amy, who brews that?
The Girl
Dew Claw.
Scouts.
No.
Comes in a
it's
box
like
of
a
Girl
Samoa.
Scouts. Yeah.
The Samoa's in a bottle. No, it's from Dew Claw. They're out of Baltimore, Maryland, and they make one that's real popular out here on the East Coast called Sweet Baby Jesus. That's a
Yeah.
chocolate peanut butter porter.
Yes.
That is
So
good.
almost
Yeah.
everybody's had Sweet Baby Jesus, but it's the same
Yes.
brewery. But they're the ones who make the one I was telling you at the beginning, which was the Hop Continuum #1, the Blood Orange Gypsy IPA.
Right.
That was by far one of the best IPAs I've ever had in my life. And it's gone forever.
Wait, I think I had that, a Blood Orange IPA. There couldn't be too many of those.
Yeah, well, there's
in the summer.
I thought
there
it
was the
tasted
Hop
like baby
Continuum.
aspirin. I couldn't stand it. I thought it was just absolutely horrid. But
Well, there's a couple of them. I had one earlier. I had the Bloodline from Flying Dog, which is not as good as I think the Hop Continuum #1, but they're that was a limited release, like a one-time thing, so it's gone. But it tasted really orangey. It was probably the orangiest blood orange beer I've actually had. It's good.
too weird for me.
It never gets too weird for me.
There's another quote for you, Chris.
Actually, that was a Hunter S. Thompson quote, which, like I said, the first two I drank from Flying Dog, Ralph Steadman did all the art for them, which he was Hunter S. Thompson's artist for years, since, I think, 68 or 69, so. Damn, it's a good beer.
Nice.
Sorry, I'm a head full of useless knowledge over here.
I love it. I
Me
love
too. I learn something every time I watch the show. The Blood Orange IPA is definitely going on my list to check out. Not that I'm going to find it in Montana, but sometime when
know.
I'm in Seattle, maybe.
It's kind of funny to see the different types of beers that people are drinking all over the country, and things that I can get here that I can go to the grocery store sometimes and find that you guys can't find there.
I gotta
Such a
say,
craft beer.
just because of Jim and how thrilled he seemed about buying craft beer in the gas station. This came from a gas station in Montana.
No, Nick is the one that buys beer at
was
the
it?
gas station.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm in Pennsylvania, where that would be a felony.
Right, I thought that's why you were so excited about it. You were like, oh, that's cool. Town
sure.
pump, baby.
You can go get your bricks of 30 packs of past blue ribbon. Oof.
Oh.
Yeah, the Town Pump gas station in Bozeman, where I got this, has a whole wall that's just craft beers, and I was like,
Nice.
this is like a warehouse for beer and gas.
Yeah. Kind of like the Beer and Bullshit Show.
Now here, there's a place right up the road from me that has a whole wall of craft beer, and now they have a back room full of gambling machines at the gas station.
That sounds so much like Montana. The beer license is grouped with the gambling, or the slot machine, I guess you call it, or whatever the gambling machine license is, as a cabaret license here. So virtually anywhere you get beer, you have machines too. So.
And dancing girls. It's awesome.
No, surprisingly not. I
think you should say, hey,
cabaret license. You should have some dancing
should
girls.
there be some kind of like chorus line or something, or
It seems like it, but no. I got nothing. I yet to figure that out.
Can you buy your grain alcohol in a gas station where you live?
They actually put it in the gas in Pennsylvania. They actually mix it right in.
Put it in everywhere.
So yes. You don't buy grain alcohol in Montana. You just know people.
Yeah, you can't buy it here, but you can still it in the backyard.
Where are you, Amy?
Virginia.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
special out here.
Yeah.
I'm not criticizing. It's like that here too.
Yeah.
Sounds
NSA. Amy doesn't know anything about that. Okay.
Amy, are you friends with Nathan Cox? You must be.
I'm very good friends with Nathan Cox.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Nathan. So
Have you met him?
Oh, sure. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I'm surprised I haven't met you then. Nathan and I we used to do a lot of things together. Now he's getting married. He's kind of dropping off a little bit, but yeah, he lives maybe 30 minutes away from me. Him and actually the last time I really hung out with him, I think we did the oh gosh, what was the project we did with Cop Block? The one where we did the informational packets. But anyways, me and my kids helped him out with that, and then he was down at my housewarming party. Jordan Page played at my housewarming. But we did CPAC together for years. We did a bunch of End the Fed rallies.
Nice.
Love that boy to death, man. Love him,
Yeah.
love him.
Yeah, me too. Now I've heard he's being sued for like over $1 million by some total butthurt police bitch. Like,
Yes,
This is like
he
the
is.
third time or something.
It's absolute bullshit. She got mad because he videotaped her. She knocked his camera over. She made an ass out of herself on tape, and then she got her feelings hurt when he went to court. And then of course he got off like he gets off of everything, and she made her first lawsuit, and then she didn't even bother to show up to court for the hearing. So she got special treatment and got like another date, and then they dropped that lawsuit, and then she comes back in at like 1.25 million or some ridiculous number.
yeah.
But he's got his lawyer's pretty badass. I mean, it's not like Nathan did anything wrong. He didn't make her act like an ass on camera, so it's not
Well-
defamation if you did it.
Well, is he? How is he? Even though he's right and everything, and we're all laughing. I mean, let's face it, though, the system doesn't necessarily reward you for being correct. So I just wanted to see if he's experiencing any stress or if he's laughing it off, or I'm sure he's not like sitting at home fretting about it, but I just wasn't sure how seriously he's taking it.
I think he takes it seriously. I mean, he's got a pretty serious legal team, but everything that he's gone up against, he's won so far. When he got pulled for yelling at the VCU cop, the one that he was had the bullhorn telling him, hey, we pay your paychecks.
Let's just pause right there. We need to just mention what that is. Nathan Cox is the kind of guy that drives around with a bullhorn in his front seat in case he sees a cop he needs to yell at. Okay.
Yeah.
Like he is a hero in my book, totally. So yeah, he did that on one occasion. He got arrested or charged. Correct me if I get any of these details wrong.
No, he sat there forever while the cop tried to make up all these charges against him. So he eventually gave him a ticket. I think it was obstruction or disturbing the peace or noise ordinance or some garbage.
Contempt of cop.
But it was all bullshit. And so he took him to court, and of course Nathan won. And then he turned around and sued the VCU Police Department for harassment and won $10,000. So not only did he get his cops go, but he got his cops go twice.
Oh, punked him.
Nathan can be a little cocky. Okay, I don't want to say cocky because he's not. He's probably one of the most humble people I've ever met. He is he's a sweetheart. And you'd never know it by meeting him that he has the cojones to do the things that he does. But
right,
but
he's always like
that
helping some wounded animal or taking some Alzheimer's patient back to the nursing home, or like rescuing stray animals.
That's Nathan.
He's got a heart of gold.
He does. He really does.
Can he countersue the cop who's suing him, or if he wins, does she have to pay his legal fees and stuff?
That's part of I believe that's part of what he's doing right now.
Oh, good.
So
I
I mean,
wonder what it hurts
Nathan doesn't take any crap
financially.
off of anybody. You know, he
Yeah.
doesn't take any crap. He's not scared of the cops. He's not scared of anything.
No,
Like,
he's,
I feel like the only way it's really going to affect these out of control cops, by which I mean cops, the only way they're going to be affected.
stop repeating yourself.
I know. Sorry, that was
Oh, I
redundant.
remember the name of the thing I was doing with Nathan. It was the Liberty Empowerment Project.
Right.
It was me, him, Meg McLean. She did all the artwork for it, which I'm sure you guys know Meg. And we had some of the local libertarians and anarchists, not the commie anarchists, obviously, but
Right.
the other side anarchists, free market anarchists, working with us. So it was a lot of fun doing that. But they actually went around and delivered, I mean, tens of thousands of these to the what we call courts, which are the public housing projects and whatnot throughout the city. So good stuff.
Nice.
And it was all done with donations that Meg and Nathan got together. So it's good stuff.
We should get Nathan on the show. Why don't we? I think Amy, you should come back with Nathan next time.
I should. I need to get up. Well, Nathan's getting ready to get married. I think he's trying to move to Florida on me, which kind of stinks. But he can cause a lot of trouble down there, though, too. A lot of work to be done.
There's a need in Florida.
Right, and it'll be like, you know what? It'll be put a whole new spin on those Florida man stories. Florida man blank. This time it'll be Nathan Cox as Florida man.
Maybe you can move down to the Conch Republic.
Yes.
That's way it's pretty far down there. Did they surrendered though, didn't they? Or
immediately, yes.
Yeah, but who wants a real revolution? Just a fake one that you can
and then get some kind of rebuilding funds.
get a huge Halliburton contract to come in and build your infrastructure.
We could just do like the Baltimore mayor did and just let them burn down your city and then ask for federal funds.
Then you can get them to hand over guns and arms and, jet planes.
Do you have a new beer, Jessica?
Yes, I do. It's Abita, or however you pronounce it, wrought iron IPA.
From Louisiana,
really
right?
good.
Oh, Abita, they're out of Georgia.
I think Louisiana.
Louisiana.
Yeah, New Orleans, Louisiana.
Oh, is it? I thought they were Georgia for some reason. Oops.
I'm not sure. But it says, yeah, and it's both, it probably explains why it's that much better, because they use, spring water for it, which is what one of my local breweries uses, and it does make a difference in the taste of the beer.
Yeah, that's not a bad beer. I've picked those up on the way home from the gym before. I should be picking up protein drinks. I'm grabbing a 6-pack.
There's protein in that, right?
No, protein drinks do not cut it after a long day with 2 kids, 2 toddlers. No, I need a beer. Or 2.
Or 3.
It's a protein drink.
I just cracked open a Devil Dancer
Ooh.
by Founders.
Ooh, that's a triple, right? Is that the triple?
Yep, triple IPA.
I want to know what you think about that. I had that one, but it's been a while.
It's pretty good. It's a little sweet, but it's pretty good.
It's got, what is it, like 12%, something like that? It's up there.
Yeah, it's 12%, 112 IBU.
Yeah.
Wow.
So is that the IBU record for the evening here?
Yeah, probably. Until Chris cracks his triple.
Wow, that's like a Bill Cosby beer right there.
Oh. Oh. Wow.
Well, I'm offended that you would consider taking advantage
I can't
of
believe
Mr.
she went
Cosby.
there. I can't see. Well, it's Amy. I could believe actually she did go there. So, you know.
I am shocked that you're considering taking advantage of Mr. Cosby by getting him drunk.
Ooh. Now that's gross.
Chris knows I have no shame. No shame at all.
Yeah, but the problem is that would he drink like the regular domestic crap, or would he actually drink craft beer? You know, so you know, it's a question I ask.
I don't think if he was a craft beer drinker, that would really remarkably help his rep.
No. I don't know. I think he would just go with whatever is easiest to hide his knock drops in. You know, I don't know.
Like, I think whiskey would probably be the easiest to hide your Quaaludes in.
Is that what he used? Quaaludes? I don't know. What did he?
I think that's what it said in his affidavit.
Is he facing any charges or anything?
No.
It's kind of beat that so many accusations are out there and there's no charges. Like, where were all these people when it could have helped? You know?
Yeah, I think at that time it was like, who's gonna believe me? He's Bill Cosby, everyone's dad. You know?
Yeah, but I mean, now there's like 40, 50 people, you know, have come forward. Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Like,
I think there's a statute of limitations involved here. So
yeah, exactly, and all of these people, if they had come forward, could have prevented like another, you know, God only knows how many hundreds of rapes. Right?
I can't remember which website it was that has all the women who've come out publicly in their stories, but I was reading a few of those, and a lot of them were basically like, yeah, I've tried to tell people, and they were like, it's Bill Cosby, you're nobody, I don't believe you. And so they just kind of shut up, and it wasn't until more recently when after, I don't remember what the affidavit was for, but he has some sort of sworn testimony that basically admits that he was either drugging or planning on drugging women for this purpose, and it's only really been since then that people have started really believing them, so...
Well, did you read?
Yeah, I haven't read everything on it, but I know people used to do Quaaludes for recreational drugs, so maybe that was his defense.
Yeah, that could be.
Did you read the comments on the? I can't remember what article it was, where they had all the people who came out and claimed that he raped them on the cover, and everybody's like, oh, well, they're in it for the money and blah blah blah, and it's like, yeah, no wonder I never came forward and claimed Bill Cosby.
Well, how much money can you get? Because I'll say he raped me too. I don't know. Is it? Can you make money at it? I don't care. Right?
He was feeding you 17% ABV all night.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't want to drink that, but he made me.
It was from Dogfish Head. Really, I didn't want to drink it.
Wow! You went there. Oh my God! Out of all the breweries you could have gone to, you went Dogfish Head.
We were just talking about it.
Why not
Dogfish
Goose Island or something? You know?
Oh, okay. Okay. There you go. Okay.
No, just because I mentioned that I don't like
Goose Island Bourbon Barrel Stout. It was the stuff that they wait 3 hours in line for Black Friday, Thanksgiving, yeah. Bill Cosby really wanted a piece of that ass.
Wow. Anyway.
Uncomfortable silence.
Hey, we got plenty of bullshit to go on around here. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, it's true.
Hey Jim, you got any more good contrail stories?
Those are chemtrails, my friend.
No, I don't know. I guess and the skies are all clear around here, so I think they've taken off this. Maybe they're taking a break for the summer for the spraying.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You need a good inversion layer for it to work, so you got to wait till winter.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
I think they are making people gay now, so
Oh, yeah.
that seems to be working well. And does anybody feel any more gay than usual?
Is that part of the gay agenda?
Yeah, I haven't felt any additional gay feelings. Has anyone else?
I saw this girl with a really great butt doing squats the other day at the gym, but no.
That
not
could be
so much
chemtrails.
gay.
That could have been
Yeah,
it could have been the chemtrails. Yeah, it could have been. Or her butt was just that good. I don't know.
Her butt was just that good.
What I really don't want to hear about this kind of stuff, but I want to hear about Jim Bab's beercation.
Oh, it's been
Okay.
amazing.
I
absolutely-
want to know Jim Bab. Okay, you like to take these beercations, especially after Port Fest or whatnot. Okay.
It
All
started
right.
right before Pork Fest, and it's still going on
That's
right
true.
now.
That's true. What is there anything new on the horizon that you've had on your beercation that we should know about?
Ooh, I've been kind of sticking with my regulars, although I was pleased to have some Lawson's Finest Liquids this time around, which Richard Schwarz snagged for me on his way to Pork Fest from Vermont. It's one of those ones that's impossible to get. It's harder to get than Heady Topper. They have a brewery that has no hours, no retail. You have to know who's getting it in a store at what time and be there. It's impossible. But it is perhaps one of the best IPAs out there. Sip of Sunshine from Lawson.
Sip of Sunshine, yes.
It is worthy of the hype. So I had a couple of those.
On the Beer Traders group, that's probably the third most recommended, the third most sought off beer on the Beer Traders group right now is the Sip of Sunshine.
It's just so difficult to get. It's just, there's no one place it's not like you can just drive to the brewery and load up your car. It's just, it's a huge pain in the ass, and but it is worthy of the hype. I had Rock Art Brewing is another one in Vermont. I was there last year, and I went back. And cool thing about Rock Art Brewing is I guess it's just not famous. There's no hype. You pull right up. You walk in. You sit down at a tasting bar, and you immediately start drinking. There's no line. There's no guessing if they have beer. You can walk out with as much as you want. It's really interesting. You just show up and buy stuff.
Novel concept that a brewery has beer.
Yeah, but it's in the little tour circuit. It's a shame Nick's not here. I had some couple 6-packs of Larry from Wachusett in Massachusetts brewing, and I know Nick had mentioned that a couple times, and I'd had that before, but I've definitely been snagging that when I see it. It's available. Maine Beer Company is probably the best one around here. Famous for their beer called Lunch is their most famous beer. They've got a couple. They had a new one. I'm trying to remember what it's called. A Beautiful something. I don't know. It was okay. But I'm still looking for new things, but I can barely keep up with the old stuff. So it is a wonderful place to be a beer consumer. I'm here in southern Maine right now, so
Any lobster beer?
I wouldn't drink it if I saw it. That sounds like disgusting and gimmicky, and just no, not going to happen.
You wouldn't even try it?
I might, if somebody was like had it at a bar and like offered me a sip, I would, but there's no way I'm going to buy a 6-pack or a, it just sounds horrible.
But they only
Yeah,
feed
you
the
have to try.
lobsters hops.
What? Say that again?
I said they only feed the lobsters hops.
They keep the lobsters hops? What?
No, they only feed the lobsters
Oh,
hops.
they only feed them hops. That would be difficult. I don't think people raise lobsters in captivity. At least it would be a challenge. So,
I think Red Lobster does. I've seen their
Ew.
tanks.
Ew. I mean, they have like a larvae tank.
I
and
think
a,
so. Isn't that what
ew.
you see when you go in the restaurant?
The larvae.
No, I've tried many beers that I thought were going to be disgusting, and many of them were. Luckily, a few of them were.
You never know, though. Like,
But,
right?
I
Sometimes
give
you're
it all
like,
a shot.
that sounds horrible, but yet it works. And that's why I would kind of like to try it. Not enough to invest in it, and I mean, I like lobster and I like beer, but I prefer them in separate containers, please.
Well, this kind of like the oysters and the beer together. I didn't think that it sounded kind of gross to me, but then when I had it, it was really good.
I like a lobster tail in my Bloody Mary. That's I guess that's
That counts. That counts.
yeah.
That's alcohol and lobster tail, so.
It works. And it's kind of like a shrimp like a shrimp in your Bloody Mary. So hey, why not? Try anything. I don't know.
On
What have you been drinking
Friday-
lately, Chris?
I'm still sipping on that. Well, actually, I'm down to this much of the Smutty Nose, the Imperial Red Ale.
Right.
I was in a New Hampshire mood, so I had to break that out. So
What have you been drinking this summer? Besides, I saw you had like some Gumball Head and stuff. Like you've got some pretty good stuff, right?
The Gumball Head, the Alpha King. I bought some. Actually, I bought some Victory Golden Monkey.
Okay. How do you like that?
I liked it. It was my first triple or strong ale that some people call it.
I know it's got a kick to it. To me, it just sort of tastes like I don't know. It has like notes of turpentine or something. I don't know. It's just not a good flavor to me. I'm not a big fan of the Golden Monkey, but
I
it'll kick
just
your ass. I know that.
Right. It's a 9%er that I know that, and I just I wanted to try a triple for once, and that was my introduction to the triple, an American triple, and I was happy about it.
Cool.
And I know there's better out there. Someone suggested the Chimay triple and a couple others, but I'm trying to broaden my perspective to where for future interviews where I can say I've tried this and that and the other
Right.
and stuff like that. Instead of being one-dimensional, I'm always going to be a hophead. Okay.
Right. I'm with you, man. There's so many other styles.
I love IPAs, and I know you do too, Jim Bab. But in this competitive market of beer and stuff like that, you kind of try to hit all cylinders of the beers.
Isn't it exciting? And isn't it exciting when you find like a beer of a totally different style that you love? Like wow, like I'm so glad I'm like branching out beyond hops. Even though I can always love hops, I can always find an incredible IPA almost wherever I go now. Like it's just neat to find something of a different style. that's like, wow, oh, that's really good too. It's just really great to have, because the other genres are rocking too. These farmhouse ales,
Right.
the stouts, and not just the weird stuff, but just like some of these like traditional styles have really expanded out a lot. So.
Right.
I have a hops question for Chris, or really anyone.
Okay.
So on Friday, I'm going to be at the brewery that I posted the link to in the chat over there, and they have a Grizzly IPA, which is 7.2% ABV and 64 IBU. But then they have something called the Hoptic Blast Draft Ale, which is an IBU of 75, ABV 6.5%. Like, what makes that an ale, and what makes the other thing an IPA?
Well, they're both ales.
Okay.
The IBUs is the bitterness of the beer.
International bitterness units.
Right. So the Hoptic Blast Draft Ale is more bitter than the IPA. That's what I was not
maybe
clear on.
Take those IBUs with a grain of salt. A lot of times I think it's a bunch of bullshit.
Okay.
And I don't exactly know how I don't know if there's a scientific process for determining how many IBUs it is. I think it's a little bit of it's really bitter. Okay, I give it a 90. I don't know how they come up with that.
We surveyed 6 people and they averaged out to this.
Yeah, and even what tastes bitter to one person isn't bitter to another person. So I don't know. I think what you need to do is try them both and really do your own empirical research to get to the bottom of that mystery.
Yeah. Maybe I can con someone else into driving, so I can do that.
Yeah, because you need, to get a proper test sample, it's going to be more than one of each too, so.
Hey, what do you guys think of sours?
I'm intrigued, but I don't go for them normally. But every once in a while I have one, I'm like, that's pretty good, First I was like, that's insanely disgusting, but the genre's growing on me. What do you think?
I like them. I've not had a lot of them, but the ones I've had, I've liked.
Hey, Chris.
I've had one sour, and I wasn't impressed by it. In fact, I really didn't like it. But maybe if I had a little bit more variety of sours in my area, maybe I might be able to be more intrigued about it. But right now, I'm just not a sours kind of person. I mean, it's still up there with the habanero pepper kind of beers and the I just can't do those kind of beers for some reason. But I guess I'm kind of like a plain Jim or something like that. I just like something basic and go from there, I guess. I don't know.
What about I didn't even realize this is a style, but it sort of like surprised me how much I liked it. The coriander and salt. I keep seeing that now. It's like evidently it's like a centuries old recipe, but it's been coming around more and more. Do you guys like that?
I haven't had it.
I haven't had it.
Who makes
look for coriander and salt. Like, I first heard about it, I'm like, that sounds horrid, and then I drank it. I was like, surprising.
So why again weren't you going to drink the lobster beer?
Because it's disgusting sounding.
Just gonna leave that out there.
No, and for the record, I said I would taste it. I'm just not gonna buy it. Okay, I'm not gonna invest in it. But if somebody's like, "Here, try that," like if I was at a bar, they'd be like, "Hey, you want to try it?" I'd be like, "Okay,"
As the locals would say, a lobster.
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 And up here, like it's such a touristy thing to push lobster on everybody in everything that I have a sort of a natural, and I love lobster, but you sort of like, since I'm here for so long, I start having an aversion to the lobster marketing. I don't want to see it in it's like, I don't want lobster pancakes. I don't want lobster this. I don't want, I get it, lobster. Okay, cool.
Huckleberries in Montana.
Give me a damn burger.
We have a lot of huckleberry beers, and I don't think I've ever tried one just for that very reason. I'm like, yes, we have huckleberries here. Now shut it.
Oh my God, we had a huckleberry beer here. I don't remember who it was made from off the top of my head, but it tasted like, I think all of you are close enough to my age. Do you remember Boo Berry cereal?
Yeah.
Yes.
It tasted like Boo Berry.
We have this ice cream place called Big Dipper Ice Cream, which, by the way, started in a brewery and does occasional beer ice cream flavors with their former brewery people that they shared space with. They've moved out of there now. But they were listed on, I don't remember which magazines, like some gourmet magazines, like Best Ice Cream in America. They were number 2. And the ice cream pick they put on there, whoever at the magazine, I just wanted to punch him in the face because they put on huckleberry ice cream. This is an ice cream place that has a maple bacon ice cream. They have an Irish whiskey ice cream. They have these amazing ice creams, and they're like, huckleberry, and I'm like, oh, no. I just wanted to punch someone.
Right, it's like, or like around here, it's like everything's blueberry too, because there's wild blueberries everywhere you go around here. And it's like, oh, we got blueberry this, blueberry, but it actually works pretty good, like blueberry mojitos, or it's like, okay,
Blueberry pancakes work.
Yeah, it's easy to integrate. I don't know what huckleberries taste like. I don't know, but I'm guessing you could work that into food and cocktails pretty easily.
Yeah, they taste like, as far as I'm concerned, generic bluish berry.
Like Boo Berries?
Yeah, like, blueberry, huckleberry, they're kind of, all along the same lines.
Okay.
What's the boysenberry? Similar. Blackberry, similar. Just that generic bluish berry.
So when I go to Montana, will I be ordering like huckleberry mojitos or huckleberry margaritas or?
I prefer that you not, but it's up to you.
Fair enough.
There are better
out of respect for you, I will not order the huckleberry martini.
Huckletini, thank you.
The huckletini. Oh God. Is that? Did you just make that up? Tell me you just.
Yes,
made
I did.
Okay.
We actually have some good distilleries here with some amazing real cocktails, and
you need to get out there with the huckletini right now and start marketing that. Like,
I can't make myself. It's just wrong. You know how you see all these apple teeny, strawberry teeny, or whatever.
Why not a huckletini?
It wounds me deeply.
I'm sure somewhere within like a 2-mile radius of me, there's a lobster martini somewhere.
A lobstini.
Shaken, not stirred.
Disgusting.
There are so many right and just things to do with lobster. Why would anyone waste them in that way?
Good point.
Hey, Chris.
Yes.
You said you'd had this one, so I opened this one up. It's an 8.3.
Yes.
This is the Raging Bitch IPA from Flying Dog.
Yes.
Oh,
You've had that one?
I like that.
I've had that one. Yes.
Yeah. That one's got a pretty big distribution, I think.
Right. I can get Flying Dog out here, but it just depends on which Flying Dog I can get.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, hey, Jessica.
Yeah.
since you haven't talked. Have you switched beers?
To the third one?
Yeah. What are you drinking?
I just finished the Abita Wrought Iron IPA.
Okay.
That one was actually better than the New Belgium one. And I think it has a lot to do with the because it uses like fresh spring water thing. It comes in at a 6.9% ABV.
Yeah, Abita does a really good job. I had a buddy who went down to the actual brewery, and they put out a 6-pack for everybody who was there and said, you can't take the tour until you drink this 6-pack.
Nice. Well, I'm getting ready to send you some, hopefully, from the local brewery that's like a mile from my work.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like it's actually they use spring water. They don't. They use like the fresh spring water. They have awesome beer.
Cool.
They have like 12 different varieties, I think.
Because it is proper, you know, for every beer that we feature here on the Beer and Bullshit Show, okay, as Jim Babb would say, we were given the Beer and Bullshit bump.
we can make or break any beer. Like
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
See,
That's the level of influence we have.
that makes me sad that more of our Montana beers aren't canned or bottled, because there's so many I can't send you.
And we've ruined the lobster beer revolution.
We've crushed it in its infancy. In
You're
its
like
larval
Oprah
stage.
and meat, Jim.
It never got out of its larval stage.
And plus, you know, whatever beers we feature on the Beer and Bullshit Show, you know, they instantly get a bump, you know. So, you know, if they sell more, it's because of the Beer and Bullshit Show.
Right. Our audience isn't huge, and let's clarify. We don't have a huge audience, but it is a key group of industry insiders. Okay, so so the markets basically move on our recommendations. So the ripple effect of our show is astounding.
We're like the sheiks of the oil industry.
Well, they're on their own. We don't specialize in oil. We specialize in beer.
Yeah.
That's why we call it the Beer and Bullshit Show.
Yes.
Yeah, buddy. So.
Yeah, I would like to say that we're like, you know, the ambassadors of, you know, free market craft beer. Meanwhile, I'm happy that Stone is coming to Richmond, fully subsidized. But I'll have my Chai Spice Russian Imperial Stout available in the grocery stores here in a few months. So.
Hey, at least you're getting beer while you're getting food.
It is yummy. I will say that it is very good.
Well, like Amy said earlier, if we're gonna get screwed, at least we can get drunk.
Yeah, why don't we get
Jim, I found a beer for you to drink if you come to Montana that doesn't involve huckleberries.
Okay.
It's the Fresh Bongwater Hemp Pale Ale.
The hemp pale ale
is very popular.
It's made with bong water? Oh.
We actually had someone. I just posted the description from the brewery in the side. But yeah, we actually had someone from Seattle who loved it so much that when my friend came out, she sent her with a growler to get her some more.
And it's really made with bong water?
I don't think so.
Oh.
But it is made with Canadian-grown industrial hemp.
Oh, okay.
It is made with Canadian-grown industrial hemp.
Have you tried it?
I have not personally tried that, but I have on good authority from 2 people who keep buying it every time they come out here
Okay.
that they like it a lot.
I'd be curious to try that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I'm
Not
like,
bong water.
couldn't someone bottle that, please, so I can send it to someone?
They're
I
water
don't
pipes.
smoke it, but I drink it.
They're water pipes.
It is smooth drinking, and it's a slightly nutty light ale. So yeah, bong water.
Bong water.
I like the creative marketing at least.
I just cracked open a new one here. The Mother's Doozy. They're from Springfield, Missouri. It's an Imperial IPA.
Cool label.
It's pretty good
And
stuff.
and I'm featuring a new beer. I never heard these people before, but they are now distributing in my area. It's called Buckle Down Brewery. The Belt and Suspenders Indian Pale Ale. It's an Illinois beer. They're from Lyons, Illinois, and I've never had these people before, but this is a first on the Beer and Bullshit Show.
All right.
What's the label look like, Chris?
Like 10 different people.
So
James, are you actually in your car?
Yeah, I just had to start the engine so I could power the inverter to keep my laptop from dying.
What is it that you do that you have these microphones and things in your car?
You're like,
Somehow
yeah,
I've
look,
missed you
this
throughout
is
the year.
this is my mobile studio. I don't know how well you can see this, but I can show you. This is something I invented for the Freedom Fiends. So, in fact, I'll be on the Freedom Fiends tonight at 1 a.m. But so I'm a co-host on that show like twice a week now. So I'm traveling for most of the summer, and so I kind of have to have this mobile studio. But anyway, I figured a way to like hang the microphone from the sun visor, and it actually works pretty good. So
That's brilliant.
and the
I want
car
your
is-
job.
The car is actually a really good like sound environment, or like acoustical environment. It's pretty sealed, and unless I like open the windows or have to run the engine, it's very quiet. And,
Did you say the engine is running now?
Yeah, I had to start it up to power the inverter. Can you hear it?
Nope.
It's got to be a
can't
foreign
hear it.
car. What are you driving? A smart car?
No, just a Honda Pilot. So anyway. Anyway, it works. But the fun part is hijacking various Wi-Fis wherever I go, and trying to find one that's good enough. I was up in Moosehead Lake. Do any of you guys know where that is? Moosehead Lake, it's like central Maine. It's like 50 years in the past. I mean, it is like nothing going on. It's gorgeous. I got the best Wi-Fi was like 45-minute drive from my campground, and it was the public library, and I would just like roll the windows down and be in the center of town, and like there'd be like nothing. Like you could hear like like if a raccoon like crossed the street 3 blocks away, you could hear it. It's just nothing going on in this whole town. And I just had my windows rolled down and like doing radio shows in the middle of the night, like at the library Wi-Fi. It just seemed kind of funny, but I'm waiting to see if the cops will ever harass me like during a show. I think that would be
Like a beer and bullshit show in particular.
yeah, exactly. Because I'm like in my car drinking beer, like in the driver's seat now with the engine running and everything. Like,
You look pretty suspicious.
yeah.
Now, if you were in Montana, that would not be suspicious.
But I could do shows driving. I could actually be driving like this, like.
It's hands-free. You're covered, right? I believe
I
it's
want your job.
hands-free.
It is a good job. It is.
Hey, I'm going to sneak out here, but I wanted to say good to meet you, Amy and Jessica and Justin.
Hey, nice to meet you.
Honey.
Thank you for having me, Chris, and good to see you, Jim.
Great to
Yep.
see you. And
Thank
Kirsten,
you.
before I forget, I think we need to plan on a jury nullification summit in Denver sometime in the next
Yes.
few months.
As soon as I get some dates that seem likely, I will
As soon as you get some
definitely-
dates that seem
yeah.
purely coincidental,
Mhm.
uh,
I will definitely let you know.
what do you think about that? A jury nullification summit in Denver, right?
I
Can we
think
make a
that's-
big deal about it?
I think that's a great idea. Why not?
Yeah, like we could
But-
bring in
Fiji National Convention or something.
but make it even bigger than Fiji. Like just Fiji would obviously be a focus, but
Well, I bet the Human Solution would show up. They come to a lot of different court support things, so
but
I
we
don't
could
see why they
just
wouldn't.
try to really make it a big deal, and it just
Yep.
coincidentally at the same time as somebody on trial for pamphleting.
Yeah. The
would
one
be
thing about that, I will say, is it's very easy for them to switch dates, as I think we know from Ross's case, and also
True.
when Weedman's trial was on Jury Rights Day. That was they fixed that mistake, didn't they? Do you remember that?
I didn't realize that it had been on Jury Rights Day, but why
It was
not?
very brief, and then they said he mentioned it online somewhere, and like a couple days later, he's like, they switched it, and I was like, well, no, you're not under surveillance or anything. But I was like,
Well,
that's
so
perfect.
right. So odds are they'll move it, but maybe not. And even if they have to move it, even better.
Yeah.
And having this big convention 1 or
Yeah.
2 weeks or 3 weeks before the
Mhm.
trial is not bad either.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, exactly. That would be great, actually. Hopefully, we can get some people going now rather than later. But at this point, people I think are probably pretty gun shy about going out there. So,
I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
As soon as my probation
Yeah.
is over, I feel I can risk it.
what's
Like-
your date? What's
Like
your
mid-
end
it's
date?
mid-October. So
Okay.
yeah, it's been 5. It'll be 5 years for me. So that
Okay.
I can get back to serious trouble again.
Sounds good.
Kristen, do you ever do anything with the Never Take a Plea people?
I have not been in touch with any of them. Who is like the point person on that?
One of the things that we, I can't say we, Nathan, that we were talking about earlier, put together for the Liberty Empowerment Project was we had a lot of jury nullification literature, and we
Mhm.
also had the Never Take a Plea to bog down the system, because so many times people
Right.
just take pleas just
Yeah, and
to get
especially
it over with, you
this
know,
Zach
and
Anderson
especially when they're
guy.
not guilty.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah,
That might be an interesting group for you to work with.
yeah. It would. Do you know of a name of a person I should contact, or I should just look them up on Facebook, or? What do you suggest?
I'll send you some info on
Okay.
Facebook.
Sounds good. Thank you so much.
I don't know if they want me to just like throw them out there on a beer and bullshit
Yes,
show where
they
we
do.
can talk
Yes,
about
they
gnat
do.
and oysters and
Yes.
everything else, you know.
Out them. Out them. Out them.
Got
Those
it.
never take a plea people. Who are they? I want their names.
Yeah, the never take a plea movement is good, along with the jury nullification. I think all of the different things working together.
It's great, but I have to say, strongly consider don't taking a plea, because I took a plea.
Yeah. And the thing is, here's one of the things that really ticked me off about the person who stole our banners. They also posted something on their Facebook page, like absolutely publicly lambasting someone who took a plea bargain, and saying how they were a sellout and they were stupid. I don't remember what, but like really vile stuff about them. And I was like, look, I totally am for jury trials, but I understand if someone, when someone's facing losing their kids or losing their house,
Their life.
going to jail forever.
Yeah.
I am not going to trash them publicly or privately over taking a plea
not.
deal. That
Right.
ticked me off.
Somebody
I was like,
somebody that
that's
does
just
that
bullshit.
has never ever
Mhm.
faced that kind of potential reality.
Yeah, that just made me so angry. And I was like, you know what? If that's like how we're going to be to each other when we are in desperate situations, like I just don't even want to work with someone like that. That just they're not helping anything. That really pissed me off. But
And they have no awareness of what people are going through, obviously.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
depends on what you're facing and what they have against you, really. I mean, if you're looking at a bunch of felonies and you didn't do anything wrong, you've looked at the evidence and you know that you haven't, that they don't have it. It's just a matter of knowledge. I mean, if you're looking at 20 years for something that they have enough evidence to convict you on, then that's a little bit different.
And guess what? They always have enough to convict you on.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter whether you did it or not.
The thing that I think people don't realize is we actually have a lot of people in prison who actually are innocent, like literally did not break the law, just because so many charges were piled on and motions were granted to exclude stuff in their defense and whatnot, that they just felt like, I'm going to have no chance if I don't take a plea deal.
Yeah.
And so, really, when the evidence that the jury sees is controlled by the judge and the prosecutor, when the jury instructions are controlled by the judge and the prosecutor, they can even make an innocent person look guilty.
All the time, all day.
Exactly.
And they have no limits, and they have no morals.
Yeah.
They have not the slightest reservation about destroying somebody's life if it means another point on their scorecard.
And I will say
Those
honestly,
fucking bastards, all of them.
I will say honestly, I would like to think that I wouldn't take a plea deal, but I also have a lot less to lose than other people. I'm not married. I don't have kids. I don't own a house. There's just my job. If it went away, it's like someone else is going to handle it, and it's probably something that I could get back involved with again later.
Right.
But most people.
I'll tell you a quick little story here real quick. Back when, right after I had my last child, I've got 3 kids. She was a month old, and the guy I'm married to, he got arrested and extradited back to Arizona, Maricopa County, Sheriff Joe Arpaio.
Sorry about that. That's my home county.
Yeah. Well, anyways, he spent 13 months in there, and waiting for trial. I was able to get I knew he didn't do what they were accusing him of. They were accusing him of threatening a witness. And they had phone records. But the phone records proved that he never called this person. And so anyways, I got the discovery on everything. And Maricopa has a huge conviction rate. And at first he was looking at 7 years. And then they went ahead and piled on a couple more charges, so he was looking at 15 years. We went through a couple lawyers, spent about $35,000, and ran out of money. So we ended up with a public defender. But by then I had all the information, everything that we needed to look at. And I told him, I said, do not take these plea deals, because they were trying to get him to plead to a felony and just get 6 months, and then come home and then do probation. I'm like, they have nothing on you. So anyways, we kept waiting for the witness list. They didn't want to give it to us, and in the end, it was 13 months later. And like I said, my youngest, I had a 6-year-old, I had a 5-year-old, a 2-year-old, and a 1-month-old. And we pushed even against his lawyer's advice, and the prosecution dismissed like a week before trial. Because they knew they didn't have it, but they weren't used to people pushing back.
And that's just so sick that they're allowed to do that.
It's really a matter of what they have on you, and they try to hide so much, and it's I hate seeing what the system does to people, especially people who, well, one, don't commit crimes, two, victimless crimes that shouldn't be crimes to begin with. But I mean, we've dealt with the legal system so much through the years, and I have. I went to college for it. Never got a degree, naturally, because that's lame. But yeah, no, I don't know.
Yeah, it's just
I'm an advocate of it in certain situations. I mean, if you're already a convicted felon, and you get in trouble for, whatever.
Yeah, and there's a 3-strike situation or something like
that.
Yeah,
then you take a plea, but it's definitely on a case-by-case basis. But I think if more people really worked at it.
I agree. It's just that I totally agree. It's just that if someone feels like if they buckle under that pressure,
it's hard being in that situation.
Yeah,
because, I mean,
exactly.
when you gamble,
I don't harbor any ill will against them at all.
No, and I mean, I wouldn't have, if it would have been somebody else, I wouldn't have said anything to them, I mean, but with with me and my family,
yeah,
I didn't.
It's kind of like
I figured I'd roll the dice, but you know what? I did roll the dice, but it could have gone the opposite way. He could have got 15 years.
Yeah,
and it'd have been my fault.
It's such a conundrum because if everyone stopped taking a plea deal, we would all be better off. Because the jury system would be it would be crammed full. It would be so expensive for prosecutors to prosecute. Exactly. It's just that everyone then looks at their own individual situation as like, do I want to go put myself out there when nobody else is, or only this many are? So it's really problematic. But I'm.
Well, that's why I say strongly consider don't taking a plea.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's definitely a double-sided.
Yeah.
It's a hard call to make. It really is.
I bet. I really admire you, hearing all that you went through and everything that you did. That's amazing. And
yeah, I want to hang out with you. You seem really cool.
I want to hang out with you.
But I'm gonna skedaddle here. I have some packing to do. But so good to talk with all of you, and nice to meet those of you who I just met.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Great seeing you, Kirsten.
Good night.
Good night. I want to hang out with Amy too.
Let's hang out. Come down. Let's drink some beer.
Hey, I would love to. Me and Jim Bab would come down.
Why not?
Why not? Right? It's like Jim Bab and I have never met each other before, so But
I wanted. How did everything work out at PorcFest this year?
It's great, except we were missing a few key people, but otherwise, nice.
Well, I know you guys were thinking you guys were going to do the beer and bullshit show on there.
Which I believe we did.
Yeah,
we?
we did briefly. We did briefly, but
how did it work out? I can't even remember.
But I missed you last.
Wasn't it like 8:30 in the morning or something?
I missed you last. I missed you last show, Jim. But I kind of figure you didn't probably have any respectful Wi-Fi or.
No, I guess I just got my communications crossed. You said we were taking a hiatus, and then I saw that there was a show, and it was too late. So I apologize for I screwed that up.
It's okay. I on the group website. I've planned what days we're gonna have our shows on, and the next one's on the 26th, I think. It's right before my birthday. So.
All right.
And I'm assuming that your girls will be back in school by then. So
August 26th, I should be home by then. Yeah.
Right. So, I just and after that, it will probably be every 2 weeks now. now that we're approaching, the fall weather and stuff like that. So it's set for, the holidays and stuff. So,
Nice.
yeah. But
I'm assuming, Jim, that you are not a big fan of Rogers Campground.
Oh, I've been there, like 8 times, so I must love it, right?
Yeah.
well, dude.
I like to make fun of them, We certainly make fun of them a lot because it's frickin' Rogers, frickin' retarded people. I mean, no offense to the developmentally disabled, but these people are genuinely retarded, okay? In the literal, non-clinical sense, they're just terrible. Terrible business people that run that campground.
Terrible.
What is your impression?
I've never been. I haven't had a chance to get up to Rogers, but every time I see a post on Facebook from you, you're always trashing them. So.
They're an easy target, just because they run a horrible business, and I'm kind of a campground snob. Like I'm staying at a campground right now, and this campground has things like really nice bathhouses and soap dispensers and paper towels and hooks,
toilet paper,
towel in the shower, stuff like that,
Yeah, see, we had thought about coming up to Pork Fest. Well, me and the kids. And,
Do it.
Well, the thing is, I mean, with the sanitation, the way that I've seen the pictures, I'm not really sure if I want to drive 15 hours to.
You
I
do.
mean, my camper is really old. I've got one of the old Shasta campers that has wings on it.
Okay.
So I really need decent amenities.
Well.
My toilet actually sits in the shower, or my shower sits in the toilet, depending on how you look at it.
Uh-huh.
So I need amenity.
No, I hear you. And I've taken my kids to PorkFest for years, and we make jokes about the sanitation. This year, I booked a motel room for the last 2 nights because in the past, as it got more and more crowded, the sanitation kind of went to hell. So I was like, you know what? And like they would shut down a bathhouse because they ran out of water. They're like, well, we're out of water. We'll just shut down a bathhouse. Like that's the way they think there. So we booked a motel for the last 2 nights as just like a fallback, in case it did go to shit. But that actually kept it together fairly well this year. So and they brought in like an additional shower, like mobile shower unit. Like the PorkFest organizers, have sort of responded to the demand for proper hygiene. So I wouldn't sweat it, and it's great for kids. You see a lot of the stuff on, that gets publicity, or the, kind of the freak shows and the, and the dance parties and stuff. But it's tons of kids, tons of really family-friendly stuff. My kids love it. It's their favorite part of the summer. So I'm sure you'd have a great time with your family.
We'll have to come up next year.
Do it.
Like I posted on Facebook, I've had 2 interviews where I could greatly improve my economic standard. So I'm hoping that I get these jobs.
Good.
Or one of them anyway. To where I can, take a nice week's vacation to PorkFest.
You deserve it.
Come here.
You totally deserve it.
Oh, look, I have one of my minis that actually woke up and came to see what I was doing since I didn't tuck him in.
Actually, I didn't woke up.
You've been up all this time?
Yes.
You better go back to bed. I will come in and tuck you in, Batman. You're on the internet now. Uh-oh.
Actually, my
he thinks
oldest.
Barack Obama. He
Such a
loves
cool
the
mom.
Barack Obama head. He thinks it's
Oh,
hilarious.
nice. My oldest, Dorothy, asked if she could be on the Beer and Bullshit show tonight. Like she was like, "Can I go on?" I'm like, "Well, maybe." But mainly, she knew I was driving to where the internet worked really well, and she just wanted to have internet access.
You want to play Minecraft.
What was that?
Minecraft.
Minecraft.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
daughter, my oldest daughter, is just obsessed with Minecraft.
Luckily, mine has not decided to waste time on that particular activity yet, but got her own stuff. So.
The last time was my first show, and my kids made multiple interruptions, as well did my dog, who got a proper introduction. So, yeah.
Nice.
As well as did Barack Obama. We had a beer summit with him. So, George Bush made an appearance. It was kind of nice.
Excellent.
Yeah, good stuff.
All right, guys. I'm going to bail out because I have to go get my computer charged up and get ready for the Freedom Fiends later tonight. I got to sober up and start drinking coffee. So, gotta.
Yeah, I was gonna ask how you were drinking this much beer and still gonna do a show at 1 a.m.
I only drank one, so that was my. It was tough.
Like the rest of it, I drank 4.
Normally, I would easily drink like a bomber and like two 12-ounces.
That's true. That's
Good stuff.
It just makes me too sleepy for a show at 1 a.m. if I drink, around this time. It's like it's too hard.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I did. That's what I did last show. I started drinking 11.3 bombers at the beginning of the show. By the end of the show, I was totally trashed. So at least I've been staying. I've had an 8.3, but I stayed down around 5%, a little bit better. Definitely not what I was drinking. Or no, you know what, Chris? I think it was 13.1. That tequila lime I was drinking. Oh my God, that hurt me.
Yeah, I think I'm heading out too. So.
All right, cool.
All right, well, guys, it's been real. It's been fun. It's been real fun.
Yeah, Amy, Jessica, Justin, great being with you guys. Thanks for joining us.
Yes,
no problem. No
Mickey
problem.
says good night. Robbie, say good night.
Yeah.
Good night.
Good night.
So signing off.
All right, later, guys.
Night.
All right. All right, I'm signing off too.
Okay.
All right, take care.
You too.